with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafeez, and with me as always is Devin, and we are about to go over AEW and NXT this week's episodes. Yes. Man, so hey, AEW and NXT is the gift that keeps on giving. The gold standard and Dynamite. Oh man, what a week, what a Wednesday night of wrestling we had here, man. Just some great matches, great tag team wrestling.
Tag team wrestling. Yes. Oh my God.
Yes, man.
Ever rise. I see y'all boys.
So the Dusty Cup did kick off here. We had a couple matches happen, 3 matches to be exact for the Dusty Cup. Yeah, man, and Everrise, hey, they came out. They tried to showcase, you know, something we hadn't seen before from them. Well, they had kind of been sprinkling this in a little bit on NXT here and there. Yeah, because they had that triple threat match that they had, and you know they wanted to make sure that we knew that Everrise rules, you know, at the end of every matchup. So you know,
Everrise rules.
So they're trying, man. They're trying to be more legit. Yeah. Nah, I respect it. But yeah, man, let's jump right into NXT then and talk about some of these matches here. So let's start off. Well, let's focus in on the Dusty Cup. So far, we had the Undisputed Era and Breezango. That was the main event of this show. I guess let's just kick off right there because there was a lot going on between Undisputed, Finn Balor, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch mixed into this Dusty Cup matchup.
Yes.
So kicking it off from the beginning with Finn. Finn basically was letting the world know, hey, you know, like he's still the champ. He's the prince. Kyle O'Reilly's the one sipping through a straw right now. And yeah, man, he's the shit and he's ready for whoever's next. So yeah, basically, he wears this X because he knows he's a target, but you know what? You want to come get it.
I like that.
That's basically what he was letting us all know. So then we had Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch show up. And so I'm not going to gloat, but I did say that I thought it would be Pete Dunne that would be the next opponent when you did ask me this. So seeing him, I was like, all right, it was nice to see that was the next opponent. That will be the next opponent. It seems that way for Finn Balor. So he comes out, you know, and he's letting Finn know, like, hey, you know, it's disrespectful for you to even question who's next. You know who's next.
Right. You already know.
It's me. You know, like it was inevitable for the two of us to cross paths. Every time, you know, all the time I got to hear about Finn Balor is the guy that represents UK wrestling. You know, like you're the guy. But here I basically, you know, Pete Dunne, you know, feels certain type of way about that. So I'm here challenging you. Let's do this. And then they jump Finn Balor. So you got Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch, and Pete Dunne all jumping Finn Balor. Finn Balor, though,
he was on his own for a little bit because he got the drop on him first because Pete Dunne was like, he's like, you know, like I'm not waiting anymore. So as soon as he said that, shit, Finn didn't wait on him to get in the ring. He's like, I'm gonna get your ass, push them out the ring, or kick them out the ring. Start going fisticuffs with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. I'm like, okay, I like this. Start scrapping it up, man. So it was good.
Yeah. So you had that happen, and then Kyle O'Reilly came to help Finn out a little bit, you know, and he was fighting off the you know, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan and Pete Dunne. So it was a big brawl there between those two sides. At that point, did it just end with them, or did somebody else come out at this point? Because I felt like there was just a lot of brawling going on between these two groups, and I don't want to jump ahead to what happened in the main event already, but I feel like that was it, but correct me if I'm wrong if somebody else did come out.
No, that was it. It was Orny Lorcan. It was
Lorcan, Birch,
I ain't see anybody
Dunn,
else.
And then with Finn, it was just Kyle O'Reilly at that point. Undisputed didn't come out, right?
Undisputed was already out.
No. So that was
no.
You
talking about the
right?
Oh yeah. You talking about the beginning?
The beginning
Undisputed
part.
did come out. They came out later.
Okay. So
they did come out to help out.
There we go.
Help out Kyle.
There we
because
go.
Kyle came out to help out Finn, and then Undisputed came out because Kyle was out there getting jumped as well.
Right. Okay.
Like, he tried to help out, but they start beating his ass.
So then let's then just jump to the main event, basically, which was Breezango versus Undisputed Era. So Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. Great matchup, great tag team matchup overall. Kyle O'Reilly was on the outside, kind of having the back of the Undisputed Era, just in case, because they had those problems earlier on with Pete Dunne and his crew. So they were like, all right, I'm going to be out there just to make sure like everything goes the way it should. So
right. Everything on the up and up.
Exactly. So he was out there, and then sure enough, we did have Pete Dunne, Oney Lurkin, Danny Burch show up again, and they jumped Kyle O'Reilly this time. So they jumped Kyle. Finn Balor showed up to help Kyle out, but it wasn't enough. They ended up getting the jump on Kyle. It was Pete Dunne, put him up against the barricade, and kneed him in the jaw on the barricade, on the side there. And his mouth all bleeding. You could see the blood on his teeth and everything. So that looked jacked up. Adam Cole is in the ring, and at this point, basically the two tag teams were laid out. They were destroying each other. They were all down on the ground. Adam Cole, though, gets up by the time Kyle O'Reilly's already knocked out. And he looks up. He's like, Kyle, like what happened? And then you had I don't remember if it was Tyler or Fandango, but one of them super kicked Adam Cole. The match kept going. Eventually, Adam Cole and Roderick Strong would pick up the win. But right after that, it was like no celebration. They just went straight outside. You had Adam Cole go straight to Kyle, being like, yo, bro, like, you okay? And it was great, too, because commentary was like, he just saw his brother, his best friend, like Kyle O'Reilly, just get assaulted outside. And so, he's conflicted. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Just to kind of really get across, like, hey, this is something that is going to affect Adam Cole. It's going to affect Roderick Strong. It was a distraction, a big-time distraction. They won, but they kind of also lost in a way with Kyle O'Reilly getting jumped the way he did. So, yeah, man, this is intense. And Finn Balor was out there, too, with them. So there's a lot going on
Undisputed
here.
Yeah, man.
Are we going to see like a too sweet kind of thing happen on this side? Because we saw it on AEW.
We saw it on AEW.
Right.
Might see it. You heard the NXT crowd. Too sweet. Too sweet. Like, you heard the actual fans.
Were those the actual fans? Okay. All right.
Right. Not the audio track.
Right, cool.
Not the 2K crowd. Actual fans. Because it was only because it wasn't like it wasn't a loud chant, but it was loud enough for me to hear them say too sweet.
Because I heard it too. But now at this point, sometimes when the actual crowd is saying stuff, it's like, wait, is that the actual crowd or is it the 2K noise? Like,
you're trying to,
It's hard sometimes to differentiate between the two, but all right.
Usually I just kind of look in the background and just use the fans gesturing and see how they're and trying to gauge it between the audio track, and using the fans, as they're gesturing.
Right.
If they're all hype and then you're like, okay, they're actually them. But if I see them all leaning on the gate, this is awesome. But they just
no, that's not you. That's not you. Clearly, that's not you. So yeah, man. So we have kind of a sprinkling of maybe the combining the superpowers, getting combined here with the Prince and Undisputed working together to go against this faction. Now, what you alluded to around War Games with maybe Bobby Fish getting replaced by Finn Balor didn't happen. But, with Bobby Fish being injured now, maybe we get something like that. Although it's 4-on-3.
I was just about to. That was my question. So who is the fourth? Is it? I don't want to say his name. I don't. I said his name. I said his name more than enough last week. I don't need to say it again.
I'll say his name. Pat McAfee. Do we think Pat McAfee is the fourth? Is he coming back again? Here's what I think is going to happen, actually. Here's what I think is where we're going. I think Kyle, being that his jaw is injured, they're selling that injury. I think you take Kyle out of that, and you have him kind of be on the outside, a spectator to this 6-man tag that's about to happen. And so you have Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Roderick Strong against Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. I think that's the way you go. I don't think you bring in Pat McAfee because you got the injury, the legit, story that they're telling with the injury.
So what's the purpose of having this 6-man? Like, after you have the 6-man, all right, we got the 6-man for Danny Burch, Pete Dunne between Undisputed with Finn Balor.
It's clear the purpose because those are the tag team champs. And you have Undisputed in the Dusty Cup trying to fight the tag team champions if they win. So it's like the two competitors, the two contenders. You've got on one side, you've got the current tag team champions, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, and they're getting ready to defend their titles against whoever wins the Dusty Cup. Undisputed is one of the favorites. So putting them against Oney and Danny Burch, that makes sense. And then Pete Dunne just called out Finn Balor saying, hey, you supposedly Mr. UK Wrestling, nah, that's me now, man. So, yeah, I think that it just kind of writes itself. Kyle, it makes sense. It's an easy way to write him out of it, given he has this injury, and then he gets re-injured by Pete Dunne. And Adam Cole, that's his boy, so he's like, oh, no, hell no.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Do you see UE winning the Dusty Classic? Because when they show the bracket, it's pretty deep.
Yeah.
16 teams. Some obviously who's going to lose, who's going to go over. Yeah. But, man,
MSK,
the Grizzly Young Veterans, they look like they on
vets,
point, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got Imperium. Like, you have some strong teams in there in the mix that it's not a crystal clear picture of Undisputed coming out there.
You're right, yeah, 100%. Yeah. I don't think. I guess as an early prediction, I don't think they're gonna win. I don't think Undisputed Era is gonna win. They've won it before, right?
Yeah, they have.
So yeah, I don't think they.
I'm trying with combination. Is it Kyle and?
I think it was Kyle and Roddy.
Was it?
It was either.
I thought Cole won it. Before.
Well, okay, so the matchup where Adam Cole replaced Bobby Fish, because there was it was Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly as a team at one point, because he had to replace one of them because it was a legit injury that had happened. So I remember there was that, but I thought that was just for the titles. I didn't think that was for the Dusty Cup. I think Dusty.
Let me see if I could bring it up. That's 2015. It would be what, 2016?
Yeah, actually, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, 2018. I'm seeing it here. NXT Takeover New Orleans.
2018.
Yep.
Adam Cole. Yep.
Yeah. So that was the one. But I thought, but then
yes, Pete Dunne and
So they won that, and then they went on and won the tag team titles right after that in that ladder match, because that was the one where Adam Cole had to do double duty, right?
Yeah.
He had a match, then he had to. Oh, is that the one where Roderick Strong screwed over?
Yeah, that's the one right there.
Yeah, and then Roddy joined them.
When he was with, he joined him. Yeah. He took that picture with him.
Okay.
Like he won it with him.
All right, there we go. We put it together. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
We worked it out. We worked out the kinks.
So here, I mean, Adam Cole and Roddy winning this time. I don't know. I feel like probably doesn't happen. And I think Grizzly Young Vets, it makes so much sense for them to win. I feel like they need it.
Oh my God. I feel
like they need it.
They look prime and ready. Just the cohesion between the two.
Yeah,
I love
they're
it.
They're a great
the tag team chemistry. Man, just they're almost like polar opposites. You got the talker and then you got the scrapper. The scrapper. That's just all out. You got to calm him down. I like this dynamic, man. The team dynamic is fun.
Yeah,
entertaining.
Definitely. So yeah, man. I mean, Grizzly Young Vets, and they pulled off the victory against your boys Ever Rise, which they had a good showing. They did their thing. They're no longer jobbers, in NXT. They're out here.
They're part of a legit.
They're legit.
Tag
They're
team. They're doing some tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
They gave them some. What does it have it? How long they worked for it? It was a good amount of time.
It was good. Yeah, I think all of them felt like they were at least like 14, 15 minutes at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a strong, solid matchup. So, but Grizzly Young Vets, they did end up being victorious. So, and the promo in the beginning too was great. Just the intensity. I love that. That team feels real. Like they're gonna win. Like if I had to pick one right now, pick my pick for this, it would be the Grizzly Young Vets. That's the team that I would pick. I think that they're gonna pull this off.
That's not a bad pick, man. That's a good favorite right there, man.
Yeah. So the other, so the third matchup that happened also was this MSK going against Jake Atlas and Isaiah Scott. So MSK, which is Nash Carter, and let's see, who is the other? Wes Lee. That's their names. Nash Carter and Wes Lee. So these two guys,
the former Rascals of Impact.
That was their tag team name there.
Yeah, soon as I started watching, I caught them on the tail end of them leaving. Okay. It was like a whole, celebration. They was crying. It's actually 3 of them, so I don't know where the third one's at. Maybe they decided to do like a tag team, just a duo, and maybe the third one is a single star.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's a triple man team though. It's called the Rascals, and I heard one of the commentators actually use that, and I caught that. I'm like, that's pretty slick.
Yeah.
So
all right, cool. Well, they had a great showing. I mean, this matchup was great too.
Oh my God.
Just the speed, the high flying ability of both of these guys. I mean, to me, Wes Lee kind of stood out a little bit more with just how smooth and sharp he was.
Oh yeah,
with his
graceful.
Yeah, just the flipping, the selling, everything. Like it was just very sharp and on point. Love that. So I feel like he did great. He was a standout. Nash Carter did a phenomenal job as well, but Wesley stood out to me. It was very predictable that Jake Atlas and Isaiah Scott were not going to win this matchup. They did give it a good showing and did show some decent chemistry. There was a combination that ended in a 450 with Isaiah Swerve Scott, where I was like, wow. Like Isaiah threw the one of the competitors to Jake Atlas, who caught him, and then he did a slam, like a spinning slam or something. And then Isaiah went from the top and did the 450, and I was like, wow. Like,
sick.
That was good cohesion there between these two.
Yeah.
So I like that.
They was on point, but when they lost, shit.
Oh, it was over. It was over. Isaiah took the pin,
neck.
lost. Then you see him in the back yelling at each other, like about to get into a fight. It was.
Bronson Reed was like, chill.
Oh yeah,
cool it.
Bronson,
cool it.
And Isaiah was like, "You always take it. You always against me, man. You always against me." And Bronson Reed was like, "I said, chill out, just chill." I'm like, "What? Hold on, what?" Bronson Reed's the locker room leader now, man. Hold on, like he's challenging Tommaso. He's like,
chest all swole out, man.
Yeah,
right.
You chill. When I tell you to chill, you chill. Might as well have said that. So yeah, man, it was predictable that would happen, but it happened. It was cool. It was entertaining, and great tag team matchup overall.
Oh my God,
so,
it was. MSK, yeah. You're definitely on notice.
Yep.
Definitely on notice.
Mark them down. I don't think they're gonna win. I still say the Grizzly Young Vets over them, but
no.
They had.
I could see them in the Final Four though. Final Four, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So those are the 3 Dusty Cup matches we have. I think we're gonna have another group of. I think next week actually they're gonna focus on the women. I think the women's matches are going to happen on next week's NXT. And they're going to sprinkle some of these in, I think, on 205 Live. I think there was going to be at least one of those matches that was going to happen because the who was there? There was an advertisement that they had for one of these matchups being on 205, I thought. So might have to look into that to see. I mean, it might have already happened.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. It is a 16-man tournament.
Right.
So
they got to.
If I saw the bracket, I'm like, shit.
This is stacked.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, even when you got some, you got some teams who's going to obviously lose, but it was still a stacked team, man. It was, just tag teams all over the place.
Yep. So then moving on to singles matchups, and speaking of the ladies, so Xia Li had another, I guess you can call this a matchup. I mean,
sacrifice?
Squash. It's funny where I'm looking, they just call her Jobber, so that's just so disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm like, that's mean. That's mean.
Did they not say her name? Like, oh man,
come on, Bleacher Report.
I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and try to find out if they say, because they must have. They must have said that this competitor's name.
Bro, I don't see no name because I'm like, I'm reading. I'm skimming reading, but I'm reading though while you talking, and I'm like, I don't see a name. I just see she.
Oh,
her.
Man.
No name.
They put in the headline, Jobber.
I see Boa's name. I see Xia Li's name. I'm looking for the name of the Jobber.
Are wrong for that. Like, how you gonna do this?
Oh, do they even say it on the TV?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm literally trying to pull it up and see, like, did they say it on television? But either way, let's if by the end of the show, if they did say her name or have her name somewhere, we will find it and we will shout her out. So, but she did get destroyed. She got 2 strikes. There was a precision punch that happened that was like a phantom punch. Didn't even really see it. Even the commentary was like, wait, what? Oh, my God. Like, Beth, I was just saying something to you, and I missed what happened.
Yeah, because that was delayed. Right.
Yeah, had a delayed reaction.
I was like, wait a minute.
He's like, wait, whoa. What just happened? Oh, my God. And then she hit her with that spin kick, and it was just like, that was it. That was all she wrote. 1, 2, 3. The shocker for me here is that figure in the chair, the mannequin, the statue.
Dark Order pose.
Dark Order pose. Moved. The arm moved. So I'm like, oh, it is a real person. So we got an actual person there doing the just creep stare as if, oh my God, the video of this, of Devin just staring, just like the girl in the chair, the woman in the chair, whoever it is. And even with this, I am still not convinced that they're not going to make Xia Li this person eventually.
Dude, when I was watching this, I'm like, okay. I know Hafeez cannot be hanging on to this shit now. Man. Because the puppet moved. I'm talking about it went like this. It moved the hand, and then it closed the fist.
Yes. At first, when the hand was just standing there, I was like, well, they just posed someone from production, ran over to the stage, and moved the hand into position. That was my first thought. That was my first thought. But then when the fist closed, I was like, oh, they got an actor. They got someone to actually play this person now. Okay, cool. But I think they still, there's 1 or 2 things that's going to happen. It's a separate person, but they just don't know who, like, what wrestler they want to play this character. And they haven't figured it out yet, so they're keeping it real, like, quiet for now. Or they're going to do what I'm thinking, what I'm hoping for. Like, let's have some fun with this. Just say, hey, this person, Xia Li, they're in league, but really when it comes down to when they finally reveal and let this person get into action, it's Xia Li and that's her alternate persona. Like, I want that. I want Xia Li, or just have Xia Li become this person. Like, whoever this person is, they think they're in charge, but Xia Li gets so badass that she takes her spot and becomes the overlord or whatever the hell this person in the chair is supposed to be. Let's get that story going.
That's not gonna happen, man. She's part of a faction.
Let's
go.
A
faction, just like I said. I'm on a roll, bro. I'm right. I am right.
That is distracting.
God damn it.
I want Xia Li to be the boss. I want her to have all the powers. I want her to just take that next step to elevate herself to be one of the top wrestlers on NXT. No. So let's go.
No, sir. That's not gonna. Who's the champion? Who's the champion, sir? That's.
There's no disputing that. There is no disputing that. It is Io Shirai, and that is it. Oh, I see what you did there. Hold on.
Yeah, you caught it now. There you go.
Oh, man. That was low. Fantasy football. We're far past fantasy football. And that was 3 years champion. 4 years champion.
You know, I was so tempted to bring my belt on the show again because it looked so good when I was editing. I'm like, you know what? Oh, that belt looks good on me. I might just have to bring it again and just make it a regular thing.
Oh, my God. Well, thank goodness you
But
did.
I was like, no, I'm not a gloater. I want to gloat like that.
Hell
That's
you're
not me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay face. All right, I'm gonna do that for her fees. All right.
You're not face. Their name says Devin the heel dude. You ain't no face. Your name says you're a heel.
You're damn right I'm a heel.
It's like that Triple H. You're damn right I did it, Sean. Do it again.
You damn right. All them times you've been right on this show, almost damn near 2 years. It's my turn now. I'm the captain, goddammit. All these prophecies, man. Every fucking episode, right.
Done.
All these hypotheses being right. Now it's time for me to be right.
Oh, man. That I'm not giving up, damn it. I am still going to keep prophesizing, and I'm going to have these come true. Xylee, let's go.
Ain't no puppet master around
Valentina Feroz. That's her name. Valentina Feroz.
Oh,
yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, well, she got work.
Yes, she got destroyed. But
she should have understood because Xylee put a presentation out there with that big ass stick. She was like,
yeah. What do you,
like, this is you.
This is what's going to happen to you. In 2 moves.
Right.
Oh, my
She did more with the stick than in that wrestling match, bro.
She broke more of a sweat with the stick than she did with Valentina Feroz.
Right.
Oh,
let me get this warm up in real quick.
Oh, my God. Dude, man, seriously. Like, just domination from Xylee. She looks great. Let's. Yes. I want more.
Man, she like $1 million bucks, man. She looks like a bad ass. Like, I don't want to mess with her at all.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Hey, man, she's doing a great job. And speaking of the women, let's keep it going with the women here. Shotzi Blackheart versus Candice LeRae. They had a singles matchup, which is kind of, they're foreshadowing and building towards the Dusty Cup, the women's side, because they're both going to be in tag teams, which Shotzi's team with Ember Moon, oh, my goodness. When she unveiled Ember Moon, oh, my God, I was so excited. I was like, hell yeah. Like, this is the team I didn't know I needed. I'm like, oh, my goodness. And they were doing that.
And I love the setup from Shotzi. She was like, I need a ride or die chick with me. I'm like, who? Who you need a ride or die?
Yep.
And Ember Moon popped.
Someone I went to war with. I was like, yeah.
That's about right.
Yep.
Yeah, get somebody who wanted to kill people. That's right. Because she damn near killed Dakota Kai.
Oh, yeah. I was like, Randy Orton? What?
No.
Yeah, man. No, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart as a team, that is awesome. Yes, please. Like, that is, let's go. Let's have this team go all the way. That's my pick to win the whole dang thing. I think they're going to win the whole Dusty Cup. Like, I love the Gargano family. I'm rooting for the Gargano family on the inside, but you know what? With this one, I can see the writing on the wall. They are being way too dominant because on this night, they went 2 for 2 again. They beat Shotzi Blackheart. Then you had Johnny Gargano beat Dexter Loomis. I'm like, man. No, this is it.
Cocky as hell. We're going to get a couple of Dusty Cups.
Oh, my God. He killed me with that. Johnny, man, he's the best. But they're going to lose. Tozawa was looking real strong, standing over him. Flexing over at Johnny Gargano. Like, I'm going to see you at the Dusty Cup, and I'm going to take that North American Championship, too, while I'm at it. I'm like, Tozawa, let the man have some fun before you go in and start flexing on him.
Tozawa?
Oh, not Tozawa.
Kushida?
Oh, my God, Tozawa. Yeah, Kushida, damn. Kushida, thank you. My God.
See, you fucking up, bro. You fucking up.
Tozawa. Kushida. Kushida, jeez. Oh, man. Kushida. My bad, Kushida. My bad,
That's
Kushida.
right, man.
Yeah, I praise
your respect,
Kushida.
sir.
Pay my respects. Kushida. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Kushida flexing on him, man. Just like, look, I'm taking that belt.
Yeah, he's like,
I was like, oh, my God. Johnny looking up like, oh, shit. I knew this day would come. Didn't know it would come so soon. But, yeah, man. Both of them, hey, they won. It was great. I was happy when they won their matches, but I could see the writing on the wall coming up when it comes to the Dusty Cup. I think for this, Shotzi and Ember Moon, I see them, probably meeting Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae in the finals or somewhere along the road and then beating them and then going on and winning the Dusty Cup. That's what I think is going to happen there.
I'm going to go with who will be the winner will be Caden. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm going to go with Shotzi Black. Go with Shotzi and Ember, bro.
They really tried in that promo.
They tried.
That
promo, it was believable.
Yeah.
It was believable. I'll tell you
Keep
that.
doubting us.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep doubting us. Keep overlooking us.
Keep overlooking us. I'm like, okay, because I will. I'm gonna keep overlooking you. Right. That's what you're telling me to do. I'm gonna continue to do that.
Right. Oh my God. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what we gonna do then.
Matter of fact, let me pull up the bracket and see where they're lined up. So it get bigger for me. For the women's bracket. No, this is men's. Do they have a women's? Which one is this?
Got to.
Right. This is the men's again. Yeah, I can't get a women's bracket.
Wait, what?
You find one?
Hold on.
Cause I can't get one.
NXT reveals women's Road Tag Team 2021 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team bracket.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a picture of a bracket, but no.
Yeah, it keeps popping up as the men's.
All right, man. Come on. Way to respect that.
Yeah, they need to. It
shouldn't be that hard.
That. Yeah.
Right. I don't like that now.
Because I saw it on. They showed it on the show, didn't they? Or have they not announced all the teams yet?
I don't think they announced all the teams.
Maybe it's not
but
complete.
I thought maybe we can. Maybe, man. They're gonna announce more teams next week.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing that makes sense for why they don't have these brackets yet. But yeah, that's because I can only find the men's.
How big you think the tournament is for the ladies?
Oh, it should be the same. Like
16.
Yeah, I mean they got. I mean, cut it down to it just feels weird to have it be less. But
want to rephrase that statement, sir?
To me, well, we just talked about disrespect, right? So, how can you 8 teams versus? Because all right, you can also pull in maybe the women from NXT UK if you really need to add more teams, but find a way to make it 16 because it's just gonna be weird if it's only 8. It's just gonna be weird. I think you got to figure that out. You got to find a way to make that happen.
I wonder where they pull some women on some temporary shit like they did for the Mae Young. Like, hey, we just bring you in for a few weeks just for a tournament, and then will they do that for the ladies for the women's division? Because it's not as deep as the men's.
See, you say
for the
that
tag teams when it comes to the tag teams,
but they don't. You're right that they don't have many tag teams, but they really don't have any women's tag teams currently, except for the Kaden Carter and her tag team partner. I'm forgetting her name now, but like true women's tag teams right now on the NXT side, like the Shotzi and Ember tag team was just kind of put together right now. The Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, they've never tagged together. Well, I think they did maybe one matchup on NXT television, but they're not like a true tag team. But they're in a faction. So, I just feel like they're going to have to make some makeshift tag teams. And I want them to just do the same amount. If you're going to have 16 on the men's side, do 16 on the women's side. Figure it out. Pull them for where you have to pull them, and let's make it happen. Let's make it work.
We got the Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez, and that's a badass team that I like.
Right. No, it's a strong team, but in terms of just making that pick, it's Shotzi still.
No.
Shotzi and Ember.
No. I'll say Final Four for them.
Yeah.
But that's even with me without looking at the bracket, even how, how's everything aligned, set up.
Right. Yeah, we'll see what they do. I mean, and maybe that's why they haven't released it yet, because maybe they're thinking, hey, let's try to figure out 16 teams. If they can't figure it out, they'll just do 8, and then they'll release that. But I'm down for, I want to see as many matches as we can get. So I'm rooting for 16. If we get 8, it'll be a little disappointing, but whatever. Like, I get it, especially if it's hard with travel. Like, because with NXT UK, like, that would be the one thing that would make it tough, is you can't really just have them travel over and go, to where they need to be for the tournament. So, yeah, it's a little tricky, but we'll see. Let's talk about some AEW Dynamite. All right, so let's get right into some of these matches here. I guess this was officially New Year's Smash Night 2.
Yes.
For AEW, it was the continuation of New Year's Smash from last week. So we started things off with the Pac Kingston matchup. I think was the first matchup we had of the night. And yeah, Pac. I mean, he's a beast. We all know Eddie Kingston. He's. I wasn't a big fan of Eddie Kingston in ring necessarily.
Same here.
The mic work was great, but in ring I was like, But this matchup and the Moxley matchup, I love that one. The I Quit match, great. Mm-hmm. This matchup too with Pac, I was into it. I thought he did a great job. Yeah, man. It was just Pac was dominating him in the beginning though, like just beating the brakes off him. I'm like, he's just teaching him a lesson. Like, don't you
Eddie
ever
was selling for his ass
life.
too. Like, I loved it.
He was.
Man.
Yeah. But then, Kingston came back. Eventually became more of a back and forth matchup. Love the dynamic of having the two factions on the outside as well. It just felt like a turf war. It felt like two like, leaders like saying, hey, like
two rival gangs.
Yeah, man. Like I dug it. And at the end of the day, like the end of it seemed very methodical. Like Pac just went up top, hit what's his the splash that he does. It's not the Phoenix splash, is it?
No, I'm trying to think of the move he called it.
Red.
He don't call it Red Arrow. He called it the Black Arrow. There we go. I knew he don't call it
in
red.
NXT it was Red Arrow, I think, and now it's Black Arrow. Yeah.
Right.
So he hit the Black Arrow and 1, 2, 3 just pinned him. I was like, damn. Like he kind of came out of nowhere a little bit when he hit the move. I'm like, maybe Kingston will kick out and then he'll try to hit him with the submission, but no. That was it. Clean. Just pinned him with that. Yeah. So beat him clean.
Then immediately applied to brutalize. He turned him around. I'm like, what are you about to do? Right. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, it was a tough match, man. They were both looking tough, man. Just both scrapping at each other. I liked it.
Now, what did you make of Lance Archer showing up?
See, I understand the reason why he's in this because he needs something to do. But I feel like he's in the way though. Like it's not necessary for him.
We don't know what else to do with you, so just get out there.
Just get in here, man. You're the third wheel. Like you're there.
It just seemed,
you're not needed, but you're here.
You seem out of place there. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird to me. I was just like, all right, like it was Kingston lost. He lost the matchup to Pac. And then, then Lance Archer comes out. It's like, I want you. Like, why would you want him? Wouldn't you want the winner? Like, wouldn't you want the stronger guy? Like, you going after the guy that just lost kind of makes you look weak. Like, it's I'm trying to understand if they're trying to make him and Pac allies or, like, long-term allies or long-term, like, foes, long-term enemies. Like, what is the plan here? Because for a second there, it looked like they were trying to make Lance Archer like the unofficial fourth member of this group. But then like they just keep coming to odds to each other, like they're about to go to blows. but they just don't. Like, he wants Kingston, but, like, Kingston just lost. So, like, all right, now it's done. It's over with. Like, he handled that. I know, sure, you may feel like you have unfinished business, but he just lost. Like, this isn't the time to try to go and get him. I don't know. It just felt weird.
Yeah. See, with Lance Archer, he really needs to be in something separate and not be something like he's in the way. Because I think what's going to happen with Lance Archer, maybe Eddie Kingston, even though they kind of, finite this match between Pac and Eddie, but I don't think Eddie's going to let it go. It's not resolved yet. So they're going to use Lance Archer in a way to probably push this in a triple threat match, man. That's why I see where this is going. We're going Lance Archer versus Pac versus Eddie Kingston. Yeah. That's where we headed. It's weird.
I don't care about that match. Weirdly enough, I don't care about that match.
Me either.
Like, I don't. I just don't. You don't need it. You don't need that. You don't need that fight. Like, I feel like Pac versus Kingston. They had their matchup. Let them. If you want to have them have another match, the two of them one-on-one in some kind of stipulation matchup, I'm more interested in that than interjecting Lance Archer into this. I want Lance Archer to find a storyline for himself, start up a feud with somebody, but here it's like it either needed to be Pac or Lance Archer against Kingston, and they chose Pac. So that's done for me. Now, once this is done, I'm not even saying that Lance Archer couldn't fight Kingston after Pac. That could still happen. But at the same time, it just feels weird because we already know now that Pac beat Kingston. So why the triple threat? It just seems off. It seems like the storytelling here is not succinct. They just, like you said it perfectly. They just need something for Lance Archer.
They do. They don't know what to do with Lance Archer, man. Exactly. It seemed like he was going to be this next monster. When Moxley was champion, like he was on this incline, just destroying everybody, coming out, just wrecking people, man, not giving a fuck. Now I don't know. Now he's a face. He's part of this story that he doesn't need to be involved somehow. It's weird, man. He's like involving himself just because he just wants to fight, but in the end, it still makes no sense.
Yeah. I don't understand it. So I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like next week, I think you're going to be right in terms of it being a triple threat, and I don't want to see it. So I'm not going to be excited for that.
I've been on the road being right. That might just happen.
Yeah. This one, I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, this one I hope I'm wrong, man. This one I'm not going to gloat at all. Like,
yeah.
Wish I was.
A lot of times when you make those predictions, I'm like, I kind of want to root for your story, versus the story that I can kind of see coming. And this one, I don't want that at all.
So you saying this is a story you see, like a triple threat?
Yeah, this is. I think what you're saying is what they're trying to force to happen. They're trying to force down our throats this triple threat feud, and it's not there. Like, it's not. There's no interest there. I don't care about a triple threat feud between these three. I feel like there needed to be a one-on-one feud, and they picked it. They picked Pac over Lance Archer, and rightfully so, because Pac with Death Triangle made sense. Kingston, was trying to turn Penta against Ray, didn't work, and so now they got a score to settle, and that's cool. I would actually be more interested in seeing Penta versus or even Ray Phoenix versus Eddie Kingston, because there's kind of unfinished business still there too. It is. Like with what this dude tried to do, turning brothers against each other.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see something like that. Especially, I think that's more interesting to me. That's what I want to see. But I think we're gonna get Lance Archer in this triple threat. I think that's the route that we're going.
What do you think? Real quick, what do you think they do with Lance Archer? Like, if you don't want him involved in this, being this third, being like the third wheel for this story, like, what do you do with him? Who can he be paired up against that this will elevate his character? Like, he can go back on this momentum that he was on, but now it's like flat right now.
Orange Cassidy. Someone like that, just a face, because I think Lance Archer, definitely, I don't want him as a face.
Nah.
I want him as a heel.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And I think you got to put him against somebody that can make him look strong, that can sell, that can be really entertaining.
Yeah.
And kind of like just be under his skin, like annoy the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just says, I'm going to rip this guy's arms off, and just destroy.
Oh, my God.
And I feel like Orange Cassidy is like that kind of face.
Yeah.
He's like perfect for him because he's so loved. And to see Lance Archer just go out there and just beat the piss out of him, like, man, like, that's some heat. That's some way to get some heat. He should just destroy someone that is just that beloved in AEW right now. And Cassidy would do it in a way too that he still gets over because he's so damn entertaining regardless, no matter what happens. So I feel like that makes sense. I'm trying to think of like faces for him to face off against. I mean, you could just try to just push him, for in like the title picture, and instead of, well, we already did Moxley versus him, and it was like a one and done.
Yeah, so. It was like, let's just get this match out of the way, and that was it,
Right.
And then like pretty much after that, he went straight to a face role. Like it was no transitioning into why he was being a face. It was just he was just being presented as a face, and I see that. Not only that, it sucks for him. That sucks for Jake the Snake because he hasn't been doing shit since he's been a face. He doesn't talk. He just come out there in that loud ass green sweatsuit, looking like a what would they say, Mississippi pimp. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, where my sweet potato pie at? My man came out there looking loud as hell, man. That green
man,
sweatsuit.
Yes. I said, what is this man wearing? What is that he has on? What is going on?
Hey, my
here?
man said they don't give me shit to say. All right, I'm just gonna say it with my clothes. God damn it.
He certainly is, man. He certainly is. I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man. I don't know. Lance is. It's weird. It's weird that it's gotten to this point where it just feels like, I don't know. I'm at a loss for where to go with him.
I didn't think they would do that because, like, I've seen it happen to big guys in WWE. So I figured AEW would be the change and be like different. This revolution, be this change like we were talking about. Hell no.
Sometimes the more things change, the more they stay the same. He just Cody Rhodes, he faced him, lost. John Moxley faced him, lost. Like, I don't know. He just seems like he's not real right now. Like, he just...
I don't get excited for him anymore like I used to.
I don't.
When he used to come out, just, man, all hype and charge, I'd be like, okay, yeah, man, let's go. But now it's just, yeah.
I get more excited now, actually, funny enough, for Wardlow. Like, I feel like Wardlow has more of that mystique right now. This man comes out and it's like, oh man, this means war. I'm like, oh, he's about to fuck somebody up. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? With the F10.
With the F10. One more spin to the F5.
He needs to change that. He needs to change that name. That's the only thing. Give it another name.
Immediately, man.
Go with the F10. Oh man! Well, actually, speaking of Wardlow, so we had the Inner Circle, come out, and they had some words. So this was an interesting segment because they talked about New Year's resolutions, and they all kind of went, one by one, went through the
championships.
Jake Hager said championships right off the bat, but it got interesting when Jericho said he wanted to be tag team champions with MJF. I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
But then it was Santana was the one that stepped up and said, whoa. You brought us here to be the tag team of the Inner Circle, me and Ortiz, that being. And so, but then you're putting yourself and you're saying, you guys being tag team champs? I said, it's about damn time they said something.
Hell yeah.
Because there was so many. Sammy Guevara and Jericho, and now he's saying, yeah, him and MJF. There was Jake Hager and Sammy Guevara talks about that too. You know, like I know what's going on here.
I don't mean no disrespect, Santana, but I know what's going on. Everybody know it. You know, hey, you're a tag team slut. They was like, hey.
I swear the crowd started chanting, tag team slut, tag team slut, tag team slut.
It's like, what's next? You gonna tag with Snoop Dogg? And Chris was like, maybe.
That was great. That was great. So yeah, man, no, I appreciated it. I appreciated them finally, Santana or Ortiz, putting it out there like, wait a minute now. Because that's what I thought from the beginning. I thought, okay, Jericho, world champion, Sammy, if they ever created a mid-card title, like he would jump on that. And then you'd have Santana or Ortiz get the tag team titles. But then it kept being, Les Sex Gods fighting and trying to climb up the tag team ranks. So I'm like, wait a minute. And then you had Santana Ortiz fighting Best Friends. And
had
in
that
like non-title
all-star,
matches.
Parking lot brawl. But
great.
I thought that was going to catapult him into,
a tag team title matchup or something. Yeah. But nope. It was all about the Sex Gods. And then, quietly, because, Sammy, had to he had to step away. And then they got Jake Hager in there, so it was Jake Hager and Jericho. And now Jericho's talking about MJF. It's just like, whoa. So next week it's set up that there's going to be a triple threat where the Inner Circle, 3 of those teams are going to face off against each other.
Yes.
Since Santana Ortiz are going to team up, MJF and Jericho are going to team up, Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager are going to team up. So that'll be the triple threat next week to figure out who will be the tag team of the Inner Circle. Now, is there any way that MJF and Jericho don't win this matchup? Because for me, I feel like that's kind of probably going to happen by some nefarious heel tactics. It should be Santana and Ortiz that win this, and they're the tag team for the group. But no, I think they're going to have Jericho and MJF win, and that's going to be part of the
friction,
the destruction, the self-destruction. Because it's Jericho that said it. It wasn't MJF. It was Jericho.
And you saw a glimpse of it when Sammy said something to, I don't know what exactly he said to MJF, but like Jake, Santana Ortiz, Warlow, they all had his back. They was like, whoa, he's cool. And MJF looked around and was like, yeah, I'm cool. I was like, oh, shit.
Right.
It's coming together. It's starting to happen. Oh, shit. And guess who's going to be on the outside looking in?
Jericho.
Chris. Yes.
Yep.
And maybe Sammy, too. Because he look like he's outside looking in, too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know, man. But, MJF's plan, he's working on a master plan, and this is coming together, man, for sure.
Think about my master plan.
Diabolical. Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, man, we'll see what happens, which team comes out victorious, but I think we're both in agreement that it'll be MJF and Chris Jericho that end up becoming the official tag team, at least for now, of the Inner Circle. I want to talk a little bit about Serena Deeb. The NWA Women's Champion. Mm-hmm. So Serena Deeb and Tay Conti. But more so about Serena Deeb, because I made a statement in one of our past podcasts about Serena Deeb that I felt like it wasn't working for me as NWA Women's Champion. I think there's a big missed opportunity with Serena Deeb here, though, because, and I'm coming off of the Broken Skulls podcast with Bailey, and Bailey had mentioned Serena Deeb, saying, she was one of the trainers there and worked with them and was just a great help, and mentioned her name a couple times. And I'm just like, I see what you guys are trying to do in AEW with the NWA Women's Championship, having this be like a a celebration of Serena Deeb and like giving her this moment, this chance to showcase how great she really is. This person that behind the scenes has done great work, you know, training and helping people, you know, helping the women's divisions and women's wrestlers develop. And they even mentioned it here, like Serena Deeb was there when Tay Conti had just started in NXT. Like she was one of the trainers there. They kind of alluded to it. They didn't say it outright, but they said in Tay Conti's like infancy of her career, Serena Deeb was there. So for me, it's like, well, shit. Like you need to have Serena Deeb cutting promos saying this shit. Like she needs to be like,
we need a package video explaining, showing her background, extensive background, so we can get a general idea of who is Serena Deeb.
Yes. It's just a missed opportunity for sure. Yeah. Like Serena Deeb, after hearing Bayley mention her name and getting a sense just from the way Bayley talked about her, about how much of an impact that she had on her and the women's division, I'm just like, gosh, like I should be more into these Serena Deeb matches because of this kind of storytelling. Because like I get a sense like, hey, she is one of the pillars of women's wrestling, period. Like in WWE, for NXT, but also now in AEW, maybe the work she's done in Japan. She's in NWA now with the Women's Championship. Like, there's just, it feels like it's not the story, the love, the appreciation is not there from a storytelling perspective.
That is one thing that AEW still fails at, that I think WWE
still suck at.
Continue,
you can say it. Can still suck at.
Suck at. You know what? That's the right word. Suck at, that WWE excels at. If they want you to know about somebody, they're gonna tell you in a promo video that it will be like, you know, with the dramatic music, but you get an understanding of, you know, whoever they're trying to put on there on that promo vid, that you know what they're bringing to the table. It's like on the AEW side, they might do it and then they might not. It's like, what the hell? And then they definitely didn't do it for, you know, for Serena Deeb, and they don't do it even for their women's champion too, the AEW for Sheeta. That's a disservice for her, because I feel like maybe that's some of the backlash that she's getting, that some people might want her to drop the title, you know?
Yeah.
I think she's amazing, but that's just me because I'm a hardcore wrestling fan. But to the casual fan, I can understand that. But this is what AEW needs to do. Not everybody's watching Dark. Not everybody's watching YouTube, Being the Elite, you know, all these other videos. But they need to put something on their main show when you have on their TNT broadcast network, especially when you have like NBA games playing, anything like that, to show a package video to your fans, because this is just asinine, bro.
Well said, man. That was well said, and I'll just take it a step further. Like the way that they're dealing with the women's division still sucks in AEW. Period. Like the women's division, the way that they handle the women's division in AEW still sucks. Like before, you know, when we were talking about this, it was like, okay, you know, we need more stars, we need more like, you know, just the talent level. Like we didn't have those like characters that were on the level of like a Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky. Now I'm starting to see it developing to that point where, could you say Sheeta, in terms of the respect level a hardcore fan has, would you say Sheeta and like, you know, I don't know, and I wouldn't put her on the same level as say a Sasha or whatever, but I could see her, if they were to give her that storyline, be able to eventually get there. Like I could put Sheeta on NXT or SmackDown or Raw and feel good about it. I feel like she could hang with them. Like I really do. You know, I think that you know,
that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Definitely Thunder Rosa. Yeah. You know, like she right now, today, could go anywhere in the world and just kill it and like be the face of your company. Not just of the women's division, but of the company. Yes. Like it's just, you have two women right there that, like, okay, you had Sheeta not even on television this week, and you had Thunder Rosa on a video package. You know, like a whatever. I almost want to say like a Zoom call, but like, like, but it was basically to that via satellite,
to that point,
kind of
bro.
Shit,
yeah.
And it's like, okay, we're trying to develop this women's division, but then you don't give that, like Serena Deeb, the NWA champion. There's no promo, there's no video package, there's nothing. And she's been champion now. She's been NWA champion now for a while. And I still feel like I don't even really know her. Like, I don't know who she is, like, as a person. Like, I get that she's a great wrestler. I get that in ring she has the skill, she has the talent. But I'm trying to care. And they're not helping me to care. Now, best believe when Cody Rhodes has a storyline going on, we hear everything in and out, all the video packages.
Oh, you know what? That brings a question to my head. I got to bring that up towards the end, though. I'm going to write it down so I won't forget. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up.
Like, seriously, though, but it's true. Like, they make sure that with a Cody Rhodes storyline, you get it, in and out, left and right. Every angle of the story gets picked with a fine-tooth comb. They go into it in detail so that by the end of it, you're, like, emotionally invested regardless of who he's going against. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to Hikaru Shida, when it comes to, Thunder Rosa, and some of these other women that they have there, it's like, Serena Deeb, she's one of your champions, and I don't even know. I feel like I don't know who she is.
Bro, like, Nyla Rose is a beast, and she should be at the forefront at that. But why? It seemed like she's like, all right, you have Shida up here at the tippity top of your main card for women's, but I feel like for some reason, like Nyla Rose is at like right here, and she shouldn't be. She should be up here with Shida. You know what I'm saying? Always up in that main card. Either you one step below because you're stuck in this rivalry, and as soon as you're done, you right back in the main title picture. That's how it should be. But nah, man, she's floating around AEW Dark, doing backstage segments with Jade Cargill. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. And Jade, they're giving her TV time, but it's like,
I'm sorry, she sucks at promos. I'm gonna keep it real.
She's not good at promos.
She's
not. Yes,
sucks. I'm talking about
man.
Like I felt like she was reading the script. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It felt like I know AEW, they don't do scripts, but it felt like they gave her the script because she's like brand new to wrestling. Like, hey, you need a script.
Yeah, that's just. I agree. Yes. I was watching it. I'm like, if that cadence, the way that she delivered her promo, I'm like, she's very deliberate with every word. I'm like, you have women in the division doing much better promo work that deserve more time. She's more developmental. She has the size.
Yes.
She is intimidating with
definitely
her size.
Have the size, right?
For sure. But when it comes to a promo standpoint, like, I don't think she should be getting that in-person TV time like that, to where you're trying to put her over. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just weird that they're really working to try to push her, although she hasn't really had a match on Dynamite either.
And I've been trying to see if I can find I was trying to do my homework on her just to see if I could find a match. I couldn't find nothing on her, bro. She's just a pure athlete.
So she's so she's green really when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So even then it's like, what? But then again, like, I don't know. There's probably more to the whole Thunder Rosa thing, but for her to just, I feel like she's not. I want to see more of her too than what they're showing. I want to see more of Shida. I want to see more of Big Swole.
Yes, where is she
Nyla
at?
Rose.
Where is she?
Dude, Nyla Rose was, or Big Swole was there in when they were pulling Jade away.
Oh, okay,
from
in that whole scrap. Yeah.
She was there.
With her and Red Velvet.
There, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. She was there for like a brief second. I saw her. I was like, oh my God, that's Big Swole. I'm like, I haven't seen her. I feel like I haven't seen her in forever.
That's another one that should be at the tippy top, man. It's like, it's crazy because I thought they didn't have the roster. They didn't have the spots to fill. But yet, I see it clear as day.
There's potential.
Like you got Nyla Rose, you got Shida, you have, Big Swole. Even Red Velvet's pretty good too.
Red Velvet.
It's what the fuck are y'all doing, man? Just give the spotlight to your ladies.
Even too, hey, Tay Conti, she had a great showing in that matchup with Serena Deeb. Definitely I feel like she's a star in the making for sure for them. But even with her, like, this matchup happened. I don't know if you're going to remember this, though, because they didn't really do anything to build it up. They didn't have, like, the promo video to really make you care. Like, there was none of that. It was just kind of like, hey, Tay Conti is getting an opportunity at the NWA Women's Championship. And in my mind, I'm just like, wait, what? What match is happening? For the championship, Tay Conti from NXT that got basically, released, but then not released. And then she wore the shirt, saying something about, free agent or something like that during her dark matches. Like, that person, she was crying because she didn't have a job anymore. Then on Instagram, she was like still wanting to be a wrestler. Then she got signed by AEW. She's teaming with her best friend.
Yes.
And now she's getting a chance at a championship and there's no storyline for her. What the fuck? Like, come on. Like, just.
Should we call bullshit on AEW when they said they're the revolution?
Oof.
They're the change. I gotta question this shit now, man. I seriously have to question this shit. They don't do anything with the AEW women's division. The shit that's happening with Lance Archer. The times that they just drop stories. The shit that you've seen with Sean Spears. What the fuck is he doing?
Sean Spears.
That was just a big ass flop. Like you set this man up perfect after a nice rivalry with Cody Rhodes, and then after that, it was like, okay.
And that was at the very beginning.
Yes.
He hit him with that chair shot. And there was something there.
It was like, call me the chairman now.
Done.
Oh, he getting all these nicknames. Like he was just, he had the heat. And I was like, I care less.
I could care less. He shows up, I'm like, oh, he ain't gonna do shit. Get out of here.
Why you leave WWE again?
That is right. He could have stayed in WWE and done the same thing and gotten paid just as much, if not more money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only thing he's getting here is health insurance. That's it. Like, that's the benefit here. At least he's got health insurance. Really. I mean, man. Yeah, I think that's a legit question to ask. Yeah. Are they really the revolution?
Yeah. And I'm not even saying that as, I'm just making clear to these listeners. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not an advocate for WWE. I'm a fan of wrestling. But with me, on this show, we got to keep it real. If we see the same shit on another promotion, I'm going to call it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Right. We got to be fair. Like, okay, if, we love what AEW has done, overall and being the alternative, but at the same time, now it seems like, but are they really the alternative? Or are they falling into the same pitfalls that a company like WWE has when it comes to not pushing certain people, and this is like old school WWE when it comes to the women's division. Like when it was divas.
Bro.
Like, it's kind of like that, like, man. Yeah, it's shitty. Like, it's shitty to think about.
You be lucky to get one match. To get one match for the women's division on AEW. Be lucky. But on NXT, maybe at minimum you probably get 3.
Exactly. They'll be like half the matches on the show will be women's matches. Yeah. And the main event, like every other show now, has been women's matches.
And they just dedicated a women's tournament, a Dusty Women's tournament, and it's gonna be on their USA Network show. Now no bullshit YouTube. Now no dark. Now they're not gonna put the final match on USA Network. No. They're gonna put the entire tournament on their show.
Woof. Yeah.
I gotta take it that far, sir.
Yeah. That's oof. You call it like it is. Everything you said is facts. And it's crazy to hear it. To hear these things said and be like, this is AEW we're talking about, right? Like, this isn't like some shitty thing that WWE said. This is AEW. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's true.
You guys came out on the stage, this whole pre-party, saying we the change. Almost similar to like almost 2 years ago, when I could say it's almost parallel to when Triple H, You know, the authorities.
Thinking about just now.
You know, Vince and Shane, they all out there.
We're listening.
We're listening. We're listening to you.
There's gonna be changes. Really?
We're gonna bring change.
Okay.
Real change. And we bought that shit. We ate it up. We ate it up.
Yep, I did. I was like, oh here we go.
Yeah. They're bringing change.
Here. Triple H is here. They're bringing change.
New matches. Fresher matches.
Same shit. Same shit. Different day. Oh, man. They got us with that one. And here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. AEW.
Yeah. And here we are with AEW. You know what I'm saying? We got to question it because I'm like, hold on. Y'all doing some shit, but
yeah.
Hold on, no. This shit is looking very similar though. You know, you're telling me this is different, but nah. All you did was just put some ketchup on it and said it was different.
Oh man. Golly. So yeah, man, so this all started with Serena Deeb and Tay Conti. The matchup itself was a good matchup. Yeah. I think Tay Conti, for me, she stood out from a standpoint of like, hey, it's cool that she was a new competitor for the NWA Women's Championship. It's nice to try to get another face out there, another name out there, but ultimately I felt like it was a loss because at the end of the day, I don't think this was that memorable of a moment because they didn't really try to build this up. They weren't really trying to sell this. Yeah, it's like it was all left up to the women in the ring to just try to tell a story in the ring, and then the commentary to try to fill in some gaps for us. But
it wasn't enough.
No, like I said, when they really want to make emphasis and say, hey, this matchup is going to be great, look at the video package they did for FTR and the Young Bucks. You know what I'm saying? And I already said Cody. I already brought that up. Cody. We already know.
Yeah. He got a whole pre-package just to let you know that he's about to have a shorty on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, I just can't get a simple promo. You got to get this whole, set up pre-package.
Whose house is this?
Right.
What is all this?
Security, dog. What for? What is this? What is going on, man? Goddamn, Cody. Everything has to be on 10. I got to come up through the center. I don't go through the left stage. I don't go through the right stage. I come in the center. I want my goddamn pyro too.
Speaking of that, let's talk about Dr. Britt Baker and her show and them making sure that they fulfilled all contractual obligations with the pyro when they introduced Cody in. That was awesome, by the way, by Britt Baker.
Yes.
Just making sure. There were little things and jabs she would throw at him. She said, oh, yeah, congratulations on your baby. I'm sure your baby's going to have an action figure before I do, but that's a whole nother story. I was like, wow.
She's like, what? I'm kidding. No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. So, yeah, man. I mean, the segment was cool. We kind of mentioned already with Jade showing up, so that part is what it is. But I like the idea of Britt having a talk show and having that opportunity to just do what she does best. As a trash talker. I want to see her. I mean, again, I want to see her have storylines, and she's in one right now with Thunder Rosa. That it's a slow burn, but I don't know. I just want more. I want them to get into it, and we're getting ready to have a matchup between the two of them. She, Thunder Rosa, when she did her via satellite Zoom call, to the ring, she did mention hey, she talked to Tony. She talked to Tony.
She's like, who you talk
to? And then she said, hey, we're gonna have a match. So at some point, you're gonna have to bring it in the ring, Britt Baker, and that time is coming soon. And Britt Baker was like, Tony, you told me I never had to do this. You told me I never had to wrestle her. What is this? Tony, no. She's like, we had a great show. Good night. The match isn't happening. We're out of here. Show's over. Everybody get off the set.
Right, she was ready to wrap this up and go. I need to talk to Tony.
Wrap it up, B. It's time to go. Show's over. Not happening.
Oh, man.
So that was cool. So I like that from Britt Baker. She's awesome.
She is. She's
on the microphone.
Entertaining, man. I'm just foaming out the mouth for them to start wrestling. They need to come to fisticuffs now. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
We're at the boiling
I'm
point.
with you, man. Yes, we're there. We're there now. Let's get to it. All right. Speaking of fisticuffs, so we had Miro versus Chuck.
Shit.
This matchup here. What the hell was Chuck thinking? Just accepting these terms.
Stupid.
Why would
you, bro? That's all I gotta say. Even last week when he challenged him, Miro was like, "Is he serious?"
That was the dumbest thing you could have done.
Right?
Like, are you kidding? He said, "Yo, you gonna be my young boy if you lose." He said, "Sure, whatever it gets to shut you up. Sure, whatever." He's like, did he just agree?
Yeah.
Did he?
Oh man! It destroyed him, bro, in that match. Destroyed him.
Destroyed. He had about 2 minutes of offense in the beginning, and they were like, "Yeah, Chuck Taylor, he's good, all this offense," and it was over. It was snuffed. He said, "Enough of that, man. Just game over." Wrecked this dude.
Made him tap, and then dragged him by the hair.
They didn't show. See, that was crazy because they didn't show that. I think it was too graphic for him.
Oh, but I knew it was happening. Yeah, you saw just enough to know where that was going. I'm like, oh, he dragged his ass by.
Dragging him away. I said, holy shit. He is dragging him away off the stage by his hair. That is some savage
bro. This man, Miro is a beast. He is a beast. I love the way he's being booked. And
how the hell did WWE let him go, man? You kidding me? This dude.
They decided to put him in a love triangle with Lana and Bobby. Saw where that happened.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, come on, man. This dude, he got himself in great shape. He looks like he's even in better shape now, man. He like leaned down a little bit more. He's a little bit more cut up. And he's still a beast.
Still a beast, bro.
Man, yeah, man.
Wrecking
Miro's
everybody.
the shit, man. That was awesome. Hell yes. So yeah, Chuck Taylor. They started saying he's gonna be his butler, right? Which is this,
well. That's what Young Boy is, man. In New Japan, so it's basically they do anything, whatever their master tell them to. So he's butler for 30 days.
Young Boy, like we understood it, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, but he's basically his to tell him whatever the hell he wants about it for a month. He said Tony Schiavone was like, his life is going to be a living hell for about a month.
I can't wait to see the segments for this, man. This is going to be hilarious, man. And
it's going to be
that was cool seeing Orange Cassidy reaction to that shit, man. He looked like he lost everything. He lost Chuck. He lost Trent. This story between Miro and Orange Cassidy, what they're doing to him, just breaking up, just taking everything from him, is perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's keep it going here. So Jurassic Express went against FTR. So this matchup, first of all, they changed the entrance music for Jurassic Express.
Yeah, I heard it on AEW
like
Dark.
80s.
Tony Schiavone did it as a Christmas gift for him. So I heard this actually last year a month ago, but you understand what I'm saying. Last year. And he bought the rights to the song for Jungle Boy, man.
Okay. Yeah, because it fits perfectly. And you see what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to sell Jungle Boy as being this, like, sexy young kid, man, like, from the jungle. Like, in my mind, I was hearing, the land down under. Like, I was just like, in my mind, like, oh, they're really trying to make him this heartthrob, man. And good for them. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, man.
So yeah, man, it fits. Jungle Boy, he's a superstar in the making. He's that man. So good for him for that. The matchup itself. So they said it on commentary too. The competitiveness in this matchup, with Marco Stunt there, you're always like, they're gonna toss him around. He's gonna get ragdolled.
I thought it'd be some comedy wrestling, bro. But I love how FTR respected them and gave them like that scrappy fight. Like even Marco was looking scrappy, bro, and I love that shit. It wasn't comedy at all from him. He was serious.
He was serious. He took it seriously, and it was any team's match to win. I expected FTR to win.
Oh yeah,
but Marco made me a believer. The matchup went great. Now, FTR did end up winning the matchup, but it was a strong matchup. I really love this tag team.
Marco did get
So
destroyed.
it was great.
Though.
And
he got destroyed. He was getting wrecked.
Well, he did. But it took Tully to like kind of get involved, pushing Marco into the ring post, and doing the shenanigans on the outside to kind of get the leg up to FTR. So putting over Jurassic Express in that way was pretty cool. But yeah, man, just strong matchup. FTR looked strong. The Jurassic Express looked great. It was a fun matchup.
Yeah, man, it was. Like I said, I enjoyed the violence. I enjoyed that FTR actually wrestled with them, and it got me thinking. I'm like, man, if this match was in WWE, this would be a comedy match. It would be a short minute. Oh yeah, just 5 to 6 minute comedy match just to show off FTR. But since AEW, you get a fighting chance and it makes sense and make it logical. That's what I like about AEW, man.
Yep. Yeah, man. So let's talk about the champ. Let's talk about Kenny Omega and the just sheer disrespect that this man showed on this show.
Bogus as hell. Bogus as hell.
Oh my
God. And Doc Callis bogus as hell too. They both bogus. Bogus ass motherfuckers, man.
So there was supposed to be a 6-man tag matchup with the Elite. Now we all know that when you say the Elite right now, it's Kenny and the Young Bucks.
That's it.
Right?
That is it.
So that's the Elite right now. So even Kenny in the back before they went out there said, "Oh, we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna do the tag, the entrance."
Yes.
They were like, "Yeah." Young Bucks like, "Yeah," and Don Callis was like, "Actually, you know what? We're gonna actually do the entrances separate. So Kenny's gonna go first, then you guys can come in."
I love your guys' entrance anyway. All right, guys.
I love you guys' entrance. Yes, perfect. Yep. So, Kenny does his entrance. Cool. Don Callis grabs a microphone, and he's, hyping up Kenny, but then he's starting to get into the Elite, and he's like, "All right, now introducing hold on.
It was cool because the fans started. They was getting into it. They was like, "Young Bucks." He's paused. He was like, "Yeah." Because he knew you had him. Because he was smiling. He was like, "Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
I got you, motherfuckers. I got you."
Yeah. He was like, Kenny Omega's best friends, the Good Brothers. And I said, "Oh shit. No way. Don Callis, Kenny Omega, you guys are wrong for this one."
Hand.
Holy shit. It was great. It was great. They got the Good Brothers there from the side. They came out. They're standing with them. They show the Young Bucks in the back, like,
piss.
Damn. Like, it's just mad, just seething at the mouth. You're like, oh man,
like really?
So
really,
dude, it was crazy. So they went up against the team. It was Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman, and Danny Limelight.
Yep.
And they had a good showing.
Yeah,
it wasn't a squash match. It was a competitive match.
That's what I like about AEW, man. They'll do a squash match when it's needed. But then when they have a team like Varsity Blondes, I'm familiar with them because I see them on AEW Dark. But I already know that they're gonna make them look good too. All right, you guys gonna take the pin, but you're not gonna look like a couple of scrubs. You're gonna look like some worthy challengers, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I do appreciate that, and it was great to see it be competitive. In the end, we did get the victory from the Elite, the new Elite. I don't know how we want to call this. And then Jon Moxley ended up coming out. So he came out, with the fake Smoking Skull T-shirt, the fake Stone Cold T-shirt with a.
I actually noticed that.
Change that shit.
I was like, "What the fuck, Hafeez talking about? I want to see this now." And I was like, "Oh yeah, they got a shirt."
Yep.
Really? That's a bad move. Come on.
Right? It's the Stone Cold Skull, man. It's crazy. Oh man. So he came out, and he's now at this point, I thought we were gonna get the Young Bucks to come out to help John. But we got the Lucha Brothers. So I'm a little confused because clearly the Young Bucks got disrespected.
They did.
Now, they did eventually come out, but they came out to stop the Lucha Bros. Yeah. So, what the fuck is going on? Like, are they still like, oh, but that's our buddy? Like, no. This motherfucker just clowned you guys.
He did.
It was like, oh, yeah, the Elite, which is the Good Brothers, his best friends. Like, he disrespected you and you still have his back? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to understand where they like what they were thinking doing that with the Young Bucks. How did you look at that whole situation?
It's weird, man, because I don't know. They're trying to maybe tease a riff, maybe, or maybe that's just a setup for a swerve. Like they're trying to tease like an obvious riff between the Elite and Kenny Omega because how he just straight up disrespected him. You know, setting their ass up like, yeah, we're gonna do the Elite thing, right? Just, you know, that was totally fucked up. But you know, even when though when they got disrespected, I felt like, all right, I know they're not coming out to help out Kenny, but they did anyway. Super kick one of the Lucha Bros. I'm like, okay, so we taking a slow burn approach to this, or we're going to get a swerve or something like this. So I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine, bro, because I literally don't know what they're doing with this story, man.
I'm confused. Yeah. I'm confused with that. I'm trying to figure it out. You know, maybe at the end of it, they're like you said, it's going to be a swerve, and they're going to make us think, oh, they're not going to be a team, but then they are going to be a team. I don't know. I'm confused, but you know, it's still cool seeing, you know, Gallows and Anderson show up on AEW and then teaming up with Kenny Omega. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, that we are seeing that happen in AEW. And this whole crossover thing that's happening with Impact, just in my mind, even though I kind of want more, I want more of an invasion thing, like a full-on, like, hey, we're going to war with Impact. Or, you know, it's still cool seeing the Good Brothers show up on AEW, man. Like that was man.
Awesome. And then big shout out to Denny Lamlight. I've been following him for a little bit, man. He looked like a fucking all-star with Kenny Omega out there, man. Some of the innovative moves I've seen, and he gets to show people what he does on that main event picture. So it was great, man. So big shout outs to Denny Lamlight, man. Hopefully we get to, get in contact with you, man. Come on the show, man. Interview you for a little bit, man. So big shout out to Denny Lamlight.
Yeah, man. And speaking of main event picture, let's shift over to the main event of the evening, which ended up being a crazy-ass matchup here. So for the TNT Championship, the one and only actual championship that is being recognized by AEW in this matchup, Darby Allin, the current TNT champion, against the challenger, Brian Cage. Just Brian Cage. No,
that's what their announcer said. He said challenger. He didn't say FTW champion. No, challenger.
Well, he did, only because Brian Cage kind of looked at him like he was going to rip his head off if he didn't say something. Because when they first came out, it was commentary was saying, hey, we do not recognize the FTW championship. They reiterated again, and I was like, debate over. Like,
right.
Every time they
what are we talking about right now? Yes.
There's no debate. AEW does not recognize the FTW championship. Therefore, it is the Fairy Tale World Championship.
The fake championship.
So, yeah. But then when they were saying, usually when they introduce both competitors while they're in the ring, they introduce Darby as the TNT champion. They introduced Brian Cage, and then Brian Cage was like staring a hole through Justin Roberts. And Justin Roberts was like, the FTW champion. Like he kind of didn't want to say it, but he got made to say it because it's fucking Brian Cage, man. If he's going to tell you, hey, man, you motherfucker say this or I'm going to kill you. Like, all right, he did it to save his life, not because AEW is now recognizing that championship. So there is no debate. So on to the matchup. This for about 90% of this matchup.
Oh my God, 95, man! Don't 90%, right. 95.
95. Let's go all the way up there. 95% of this matchup. This was a straight up Brian Cage beats the living dog shit out of Darby Allin match. That's what this was. I'm a ragdoll this guy that's 100 pounds less than me and just whoop his ass. It's essentially what this was. He
possibly killed him.
Oh my God. Dude, when he powerbombed him out of the ring through the table and Darby came up bleeding, I'm like, all right, we need to relax. Like, we need to calm down. Like, Darby's a person. We can't just Spike Dudley this guy. Like, tossing around. Like, back in the day with Spike Dudley where they just wouldn't give a shit.
God. They don't care. They don't treat him like a dummy.
Yeah, exactly. Like a literal rag doll. Brian Cage was just, oh my God, just pure offense. Just pure, I'm not selling for you. There is nothing you can do to me. There was one point he picked him up and he was doing
he's doing bicep curls. I know what he was doing.
He was doing
we get some quick bicep curls in, getting that burn in. Lactic acid build up. Let me feel that burn.
Yeah, it was crazy. He was trying to peel Darby off the corner at one point and take him to the middle of the ring. Darby just collapsed. I'm like, this is over.
What? I just don't understand why would you pick this man up and not slam him. He threw this man. This is Darby right here, all right? I'm Brian Cage. No. See ya! That's what it was. And it crashed. And the shit imploded. Imploded, bro.
I said,
oh my God. How is he even alive right now?
There's no match. What are we doing? What are we doing out here? It's like there was a certain point where the believability of Darby Allin being able to do anything kind of went out the window. I'm like, the only way Darby wins this is that it's scripted. The only way. I lost believability. I was just like, yeah, no, Darby Allin can't beat this man. He can't. He can't.
You know what? I understood it because all the vignettes Darby Allin is doing, just showing how physically tough he is. But, all the stupid stunts he does. That's the reason why he can take this punishment from Brian Cage. But that's me, watching episodes of Darby Allin. If I was to show this, just somebody brand new, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody from WWE and who just don't give AEW a shot, and I'm going to show them this, they're going to rip my fucking ass apart because it's like, what the fuck? How the fuck did he even win? Hell no, bro. I ain't watching this shit. This shit is terrible. Because Brian Cage should have won. I'm sorry. He should have won.
He really should have won.
After he threw his ass 25 feet. I'm like, he won, bro. Fake champion or not, that man won.
He did. I love Darby. I'm rooting for Darby. I want Darby to be everything, the face of AEW. I want Sting to bring him up, and make him in his own image and have him be that next cornerstone for AEW. I mean, he already kind of is one of the cornerstones, but to just keep elevating in that respect. But man, this matchup did him no favors along that road, man.
It did, man.
Just got his ass whooped.
The logic in my brain, man, it was teetering. It's all right. No, I'm forcing it. No, Darby showed vignettes. He showed how tough he is. But it's fucking Brian Cage. Oh, let me fix the shit. No, he jumped off. He did stupid stunts. He jumped off a 50-foot balcony or some shit.
Oh my God, dude, man, it was just so. I felt bad. I felt sorry for Darby. I'm watching. I'm like, he's just getting destroyed. God, but they had Darby show the resilience. When he ended up, he had a little bit of help because he had Sting show up to have his back because Ricky Starks was trying to get involved.
I'm coming, son.
They were like, yeah. God, say that again. You say, my son.
It's like, I'm coming, son.
I'm coming, son. He might as well, dude. At this point, that's what the story is. Like, he's secretly Darby Allin's father. And they're gonna reveal that. That would be the most WCW thing that this company's ever done.
When Sting first, when he debuted, he stared at Darby Allin. He squatted down on one knee. Got a good look at him. Yeah, he's my son. He's my boy.
Yeah, he's mine.
He's mine.
He's totally mine. Oh my God. Oh man, but yeah, man, he he came out, he helped out Darby when Ricky Starks tried to get involved, and then Darby ended up picking up the win, which, again, I love Darby, but I feel like they need to redo to really like show Darby have more offense.
Or just keep the match inside the square circle, bro. Just
keep it in the ring.
I would have took a fucking roll up. The most powerful move in pro wrestling history, man. That would have made sense to me. just
this man,
dude.
No regard for human life.
And then you know what was fucked up? It looked like Brian Cage wasn't even trying when he tossed him. It looked like I'm gonna just use 50% of my power and just even 50% was too much.
In the beginning of the matchup too, I'm remembering now, there was a suicide dive that Darby did, and Brian Cage caught him mid-dive and then did the suplex. I was like, this is at that point I thought, wait a minute, this isn't going well for Darby at all already. And then later on is when he did the powerbomb outside the ring. From the inside to the outside.
It's like, the inside to the outside.
I was like, is this supposed to happen? This isn't a no DQ match. Why is he putting him through? Like, he just...
And then let me paint the picture, too. Like, if people who don't watch AEW but listen to our show and they're thinking about the announce table, the announce table is not where you think is at for AEW. It's not directly across, like, parallel from outside the ring. It is goddamn in the corner, in Wonderland over there, at least 25 feet. And Brian Cage threw his ass like he wasn't shit, like he was just a feather. A feather. Yep. Like, you're just lightweight, bro.
Yep. He's just like shooting threes, man. He's like
shit, shooting threes.
From downtown.
Oh, man, he Steph Curry his ass, bro.
Yeah. Did the no look turn around?
I looked at Taz. Gave Oh man.
Inside the NBA showing replays of that, man. Chuck and Charles and Shaq trying to break it down.
Oh man, slow mo on the for before they get ready to convert.
You see right here is where he made impact. See, let's show the arc. Let's show the arc of that shot.
Right, man.
The arc of that throw. Perfect form.
Oh man! And look at this. Look how Brian Cage just knew they was just utter distraction. Turned around, gave Taz the win. The point.
Team Taz. Yeah, man. Dude, that's what it was. Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just wow. Oh man.
Who's next on deck, man? Is Ricky Starks now?
I don't know, man. I think Brian Cage gets a rematch, man. I don't know. I think he gets a rematch because he won that matchup. I don't care that Darby got the pin. He won. Brian Cage dominated Darby Allin. And I'm pissed. Yeah. If I'm Brian Cage, I'm pissed. Sting, what the fuck? Why did you show up?
Showing up.
That's
man. My son. That's why I showed up. I protect my boy. That's my boy.
my boy. That's mine's there. Oh my God, man. Yeah, man. So, hey, that was the main event. It was crazy. It was brutal. Brian Cage dominated.
Yep.
Darby Allin
and I
survived.
would never show a WWE fanboy that match. Never.
No.
Never. Ever.
Don't do it.
Ever. Even all the asinine shit they seen on that side.
You see this, be like,
not going to show them this.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. Who won?
No, this is basically Bobby Lashley over there. It's basically what Brian Cage is. Like, the Bobby Lashley, like, I'm not going to show him that, man, because this match didn't make any fucking sense. It didn't. It was entertaining,
but... find a way to come back and win. Yeah, nah. I at a certain point, I was just like, there's no way. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, Darby Allin is dead. Like, he's just a dead man walking at this point. He did the coffin drop onto the steel steps, and I'm just like, that impact, I didn't even feel that. It just kind of was like like it was like a feather fell on Brian Cage. Brian Cage was fine. He got up, he just went right back to work.
Slam your ass like this. You fucked up my camera, but hold on.
I was gonna say, man.
I got it. But that's how hard it was.
Oh man, yeah.
That's how hard.
Damn.
Damn.
Dude, man. Shit. But yeah, man. So that's pretty much it for AEW.
Yeah.
Let me see. Did we miss anything? I think that's all the. Oh, I guess the last thing is Adam Hangman Page.
Yeah.
So it seems like, well, not seems like, they're having a match next week.
Dark Order.
Him with members of the Dark Order, Silver and
Reynolds.
I think it's a 6-man.
Yep.
With
Silver and Alex Reynolds.
So there we go. So then they want to get Adam Hangman Page's answer for whether or not he's going to join the Dark Order. Given the circumstances now, I would not be surprised if he joins the Dark Order. I would not be shocked.
I don't know if he is though, man. Did you see like when Silver suggested that, he was all happy. He was like, "Oh, I can't talk. I'm just so excited." You know what I'm saying? He like, just do the match so you can, if you do the match, would you join Dark Order? He said he might, and they were getting all excited. So the camera pans out, and then you see Adam Hangman Page, like he's smiling. All of a sudden, the smile go away, and he's like, take the drink. I'm like, what is going inside that man? Like, he looks like he's just a tormented soul right now. And I'm like, he's not joining. He's not joining. Nah, not the Dark.
So I would say ordinarily, with the way that, with who Adam Hangman Page is, just even outside the storyline, like he seems to be the next major threat to me to Kenny Omega's title. Like, that would be the guy that I actually predicted that way back when they had the number one contenders matchup, that, Kenny Omega would win and that Hangman would be the guy to beat Kenny for the title eventually. So I feel like that's the road that he's on still. But I just feel like, I don't know, it's the little bit of glimmer of a chance that I think they would have to get him. It's just because right now with the Dark Order and just everybody feeling the way they are about the Dark Order and about, just Brody and everything, that just even to, it kind of changes the way that you look at the Dark Order a little bit. It's almost like the Dark Order is honoring Brody.
They are, and they're total faces too, because even, Evil Uno said in his promo, like, we're going to honor, Brody Lee, the late great Brody Lee, and we're going to honor his memory. And I think he said along the lines about, I'm just paraphrasing, but excuse me, but he said something about doing something, in the name of just doing some good or something like that. So when he said that, I'm like, okay, yeah, they pretty much confirmed that they're going to be faces.
Yeah, and with that being the case, I think that there is a chance. Like, I give it more of a chance now than I ever did before. I think before there was no chance that Adam Hangman Page joins. But given the current circumstances, I feel like they might just go ahead and do it just to be like, hey, they're faces now, let's have him it's hard for me to picture him in the group. I'm just going with like this is bigger than just a wrestling storyline.
You know what?
Like I don't know. There's just so much going on.
Now I'm starting to retract that statement I made because I think you might be right. What if he does join Dark Order, but then they kind of like get him to clean up his act? Like now,
he
stops drinking.
When they take like
drinking
stops when he joins
drinking.
The
this man is on point with his matches. They get him ready,
and they help
Kenny Omega
get ready for Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that.
Man, it just hit me like that. Yeah, because he's going down this downward, this downward spiral, the spiral down. Oh, wherever how you say it, whatever. There. Thank you. But as soon as you said like Dark Order being faces, and I'm trying to put it together, I'm like, if he joined them, I actually see them doing good, and that could like influence him to maybe stop drinking, maybe clean up his act a little bit. Now he's getting better at wrestling, starting to win, getting the confidence that he needs. You know what I'm saying? Because they team chemistry, just Dark Order, like. It's a big morale booster just being around them, and I could see that just being affectionate for Adam Heyman and Page, man.
Yeah, man. Gosh, the way that you just kind of like painted that picture, for me now, I can even see it even more so than I was seeing it before. Like it's now I'm rooting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Like, for them to have him join, but then it's not just like he becomes, because before like they were heel faction and okay, he joins them and they're like it just doesn't fit.
Right,
it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But like now with them being faces and maybe using this to help get him ready for Kenny, that just seems like it just makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like to have them see the problems he's having and saying no. Stop the drinking. Get in the gym.
His support system.
Let's get you focused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dark Order is his support system, bro.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like that's a perfect way to use that.
Yes.
Oh yes. That's what they got to do. I hope they do that. Oh, man. That's cool. Man. That's cool. That makes me really excited about this matchup even more so to see like, okay, go ahead and do that, and then let's start Adam on that path to becoming the next AEW champion. Love that shit. Hell yeah. Oh man, cool. Man. Well, that hits pretty much everything. Yeah. Is there anything else on the AEW side?
I do. I got two things to talk about. One thing is the backtrack on NXT because we did forget to talk about one segment, but we can talk about this first question. All right. So this question I wrote down right here. All right, and I think we had a little bit of a debate in the Clark Street Wrestling community group. But MJF had shared a picture from his Facebook page. It was about Cody, how he is like the next Paul Levesque, the next Triple H, everything. The spotlight is on him, how he comes through the center of the stage. He gets all the pyro, all the stories is about him, his baby, the show called the big something.
The big show.
The big show.
Like
he has the big show.
Yeah.
The whole Snoop Dogg. And so he was making a lot of points. So my question to you, sir, is Cody that next Triple H? Is he right? Is MJF right? Does he have a point?
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly, yeah. He always has to have. Britt Baker, when she did the whole pyro thing, like contractual obligations met, with that, like it feels so Triple H, like everything going on, like he's got to be. I feel like
center of attention.
The center of attention, and in a way, almost more so than Triple H, because Triple H, he was never really the guy, like even though. He was the champion many times, and being married to Stephanie gave him a lot of opportunities as well. He had earned a lot of those opportunities, but
it opened other doors too. They keep it 100.
It opened other doors, exactly, and he's in exactly. But for Cody, it's like he is everywhere, and he gets everything. And like I was mentioning about like even storylines, like It seems like anytime there's a Cody Rhodes storyline, oh my God, we know it from every angle. But let it be, another wrestler, or like you said, the women's wrestlers.
Yeah.
They can't even get
it's like crickets.
A promo.
Right, it's crickets out there.
Right,
Man.
let alone a video package, let alone a guest spot on a big show or whatever that thing is called. Like, Snoop Dogg is in this match. Anytime there's a celebrity, Cody Rhodes is there. Mm-hmm. You had Tyson, Cody Rhodes was there. Snoop Dogg, Cody Rhodes was there. Like, he's always getting those big moments. Anytime someone new is debut, when Jake the Snake came back, it was to talk to Cody. It's always him.
Yep.
So
Sting came back.
I
got to be there, like you said.
Yeah, right. So I think that there's some truth to that. That the similarity is at Triple H's height. He was that dude that was the center of attention, and rightfully so for that era. Like, there was a time where they didn't have Stone Cold, they didn't have The Rock, they had him, and he had to bust his ass and carry the company. Yeah. But at that time, I don't feel like he was as big of a part on the corporate side. I might be wrong, but I don't remember him also making matches. Whereas Cody is like
making matches, bro.
It's like, okay, take the corporate Triple H and the heel Triple H like champion and put those two together, and you got Cody almost. Like, that's really Cody. You're taking two different aspects of Triple H's life and combining them into one person.
Yes.
And that's who Cody is.
Wow.
Right now. That's it.
When you break it down like that makes a whole lot of sense. Yes. The heel Triple H and the corporate Triple H, and then you got a baby called Cody Rhodes.
Because he's the center of attention in the ring, but then he's creating matches.
Yes.
Like, that's beyond. Triple H never had both at the same time.
When he announced that he was going to have, he was going to be a dead, it just couldn't be a regular announcement. It couldn't be, it just couldn't be the promo. It couldn't be the promo alone in the middle of the ring. It had to be a promo video, big stage event. You know what I'm saying? Like, this camera's just like, where's this camera following? It's zooming, like, where it's going.
You would think like someone was gonna debut, like some big thing is gonna happen. They debuted someone all right. They debuted his child. The fact that that Brandy was pregnant, and I'm like, it was cool. It was great. It was beautiful. That's awesome. But in the context of, okay, you get that, yet we didn't even see Hikaru Shida on TV this week.
I know. And you did that 2 times.
She's the
you announced
champion.
your baby 2 times.
Right.
You did a promo vid, and then you came out on the ring, and you did another one. One is not enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on that you want to announce, I'm a father too. Yeah. So I get it.
It's a beautiful thing. Definitely.
But, man, 2 times?
And what I think the thing is, like, it's, okay, so when Becky Lynch announced her pregnancy, I feel like no one's going to say anything negative about that. And it's just a beautiful thing. And she was very, like, on television all the time. Some would say they were getting there was some fatigue. I felt some fatigue for sure with Becky Lynch. Like, I felt like, okay, she needed to drop the title, all that, cool. But I think also with, with Cody, with this, it's the fact that other people, you're getting this, giving yourself this much spotlight, and other people aren't getting that spotlight too, like you are. Like
he's not even sharing it, man. That's and I'm glad you brought up Becky, because that's a good point. Because when she announced her pregnancy, she immediately put the spotlight right back on Asuka. It was like she was like, "I'm gonna be a mother." You like, you know what I'm saying? You like, you gonna be a champion?
You gonna be a champion.
Well, I'll go be a mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, they had to celebrate, but it was all about Asuka after that, bro.
Right. Right. Exactly. And then she left the ring, and then Asuka was there, and she's champion. It's like, all right, cool. Like, now, you go and you lead. You be the champion. So, yeah, man, like, that was a great way to do it. For Cody, it was I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't have a problem with this, and I don't have a problem with it on its own. Him having that announcement, having the 2 announcements, I don't actually have an issue with that. The issue that I have is when we put it in the context of comparing it to the lack of exposure that some of the other wrestlers and
taking the time away
today because of everything we're saying. I'm focusing on the women's division. It's so egregious how like Serena Deeb is the NWA champion. She can't get a promo. Hikaru Shida is the AEW champion. She can't even be on television. Period. And this guy has every single week. He's there. Like he's there damn near as much as Kenny Omega, who is the AEW champion.
I see him before the show. I see him during the show, and I see him after the show. When I say before the show, I see the commercial because of the big show. you know, and you see another one after the show. You know what I'm saying?
It's great. I mean, he's the heart and soul, the face of AEW. Like, I get it, but now you're kind of running that risk of like having people look at you saying like, man, but you're putting yourself over like this, and that's cool. But what about what you said about, like you said, when we're talking about this being a revolution, this is counter to that. Like you having all this exposure, it's cool, but let's not forget to spread that out a little bit too. And especially, I'm sorry, I'm just going to be a broken record about this for the rest of this show. The women's division. The women's division. They can't get some of this love? Really? Like, the place that you left, WWE, that was, so shitty and this and that, blah, blah. The people like to say, like, when it comes to the women's division, you can see the effort that they're putting into that.
They get taken care of.
Really put over.
I'm less worried about them flopping if they ever get called to the main roster than the men. Like, my worriness is like maybe at a 10% of if I hear about, if Shotzi was to get called. If anything, I probably get excited about that. I won't even be like, my mind won't even go like, oh man, they're gonna fuck her up. No, man, they have showed me that they take care of their women. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about how does it resonate with the audience, to the casual crowd. How accepting are they with that? Right.
No, exactly. You're absolutely right. So yeah, man. I mean, Cody being the next Paul Levesque, the next Triple H, I feel like it's worse, in some ways, because it's just he's so overexposed now to a point that.
Is he doing this on purpose?
I actually.
Is he doing this on purpose? Because he's smart. He's smart. He knows. I think he has his finger on the pulse of fans better than anybody when it comes to, for a wrestler. And I have a feeling he might be doing this on purpose. Maybe we're getting a slow turn to a heel, like gradually, like a snail pace. Like that Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight. You start as a hero, but live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And maybe this is where we're headed because, it's only will be so long how long the fans are going to tolerate this.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think with me, with Cody, it's tough because if you look at his whole, journey, like from WWE, and like he wasn't utilized to in the best way in WWE, and then he goes, leaves WWE, makes, continues to work. He works in Japan, works the indie scene. Now there's AEW, and to see him have this limelight that he didn't really get in WWE is pretty cool at first, right? Like it was awesome.
Yep.
And to an extent, I still think it's deserved, because it's like, his family and paying homage to the Rhodes name, and Cody himself, like, I mean, he helped put this thing together. So him and the Elite and all that, like, I get it, but I think the only problem I have with it, and I just want this to be clear, is when I put it against some of the people that we're talking about that aren't getting this attention and love. In a vacuum, Cody Rhodes being on the big show, having the promo for the birth of his child, I think that there's nothing wrong with that, and I think that it's a beautiful thing. I think that, he should celebrate the birth of his child. He should come out twice, 3 times, 4 times. He's going to be a father. That's amazing. He was in tears. Like, it was real. Like, I feel like that's well-deserved. Him being on that show, basically he's the one of the faces of AEW, so he's going there to try to promote
one of the faces
AEW's
or
name out
the
there.
face.
I think he's the face right now. I think he's the face. I think it's pretty clear. He's the face. Like, we debated that. I think there's no debate right now.
Debate.
Cody is the face. Kenny Omega, from a wrestling standpoint, is the best wrestler in the world, but Cody is the face of AEW. So, yeah, like him doing all the promotional stuff, like trying to get the name out there for AEW, I understand it and I get it, and I think he should do all that. I got no problem with any of that, so long as specifically the thing that stands out the most to me, this women's division, come on, man. Like, you got to do better. From day one, this women's division has been needing some more love. And Kenny Omega was supposed to be, I guess, the brainchild around that. And we had Riho as the first champion. And that first run was not great.
Like, how did she beat Nyla Rose again?
Didn't make sense. And then we kept trying to make her seem like this amazing champion, and I'm not buying it. The fans tried. The live audience there,
they loved her.
Were really behind Riho.
Yeah, they was.
But watching it
me
home,
always
I'm like,
puzzled me. I'm at home. I'm like, I don't see it.
I don't see it. Right? Me neither. Yeah. I'm like you. I'm like, what am I watching? So okay, they tried, but for me and for most people at home, I'm assuming like it didn't quite hit the way that they wanted it to. So then they moved on. I think Nyla Rose ended up being the next champion. And then Hikaru Shida beat Nyla Rose, and that's it. Then that's where we're at. So, but through this whole thing, that women's division as a whole feels like it's still not getting that respect that it could, especially with, and I hate to do the comparisons with like WWE and NXT, but we got to do it. This is what we got.
Hey, you can actually use Impact. So we've been watching Impact lately, and you see how they treat their women. You know what I'm saying?
That's
they
true.
Get a lot of love
from the amount of matches they get, the love that they get, the TV time, the promos, the backstage segments. Like, they are putting in more love, more attention to that women's division, even in Impact, than they do in AEW. And they could learn something from Impact in that regard to help boost up the women's division on AEW. Those are facts, 100%. So, yeah, man, that's where, it really strikes a chord for me. Just to name the specifics, Cody can do whatever the hell he wants. But as long as that women's division is feeling like it doesn't have love, that's where I'm going to draw the comparison. Like, look, Cody, you're giving yourself 2 promos for the birth of your child, and you're on the big show, and you're doing all this stuff, but yet that's eating away time from the women's division. And this women's division
is trash?
On,
nah, sir.
And come on.
I got to call it, man. The women's division is trash on AEW. I'm sorry. I don't get excited for a women's division for AEW. For NXT, WWE, even Impact, because Valkyrie get down, Rosemary, man, fucking Jordan Grace, man, she was getting down too. That awesome power slam she did, so beautiful and graceful. But like, look, in a short amount of time I've been watching Impact, look how many wrestlers I just named off.
You just named a whole bunch. No, you ain't wrong. Now, I will say this. So, and I hear what you're saying about when you say the women's division is trash in AEW. I hear what you're saying, and I hear the spirit of what you're saying. But I won't go that far as to say the women's division is trash, because I feel like there are women there that if they were to go to NXT or to Impact, they would stand out and we would be saying something different. Like, I think that they would, if given the opportunity, they would kill it.
I doubt that, because the way when I say AEW women's trash, the women's division is trash, I'm not saying let me let me
not the superstars, but the way that they're dealing with the division.
Yeah, the setup, the format is trash, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I was to take, like you said, to use your example, if you was to plug somebody in there, they'd be hot, but they will cool them off in a minute because the way it's formatted for the AEW women's division, man. That's why I call it. It's trash, bro. You can't build stars like that the way it's set up, bro.
Yeah. That's a great. I think you're 100% right. It's not the women in the division. It's the way it's being booked is trash. Like the booking, the lack of booking promos and giving that, like Britt Baker having this backstage segment is great. That's awesome. And we need more of that.
Yes.
Like that's a step in the right direction. Like leaning on the strengths of Britt Baker to help like give more TV time to women is awesome. But then you got Serena Deeb there, and I feel like I don't know who she is, and she's one of your champions. That's a problem. That makes no sense. You're trying to sell tickets. You're like, we're not able to go, but like you're trying to get me to tune in.
Yes, viewership
for AEW. I'm supposed to tune in for Serena Deeb. I don't know who she is. I gotta watch a WWE podcast to find out about your champion.
Oh man, bro.
What?
When you put it like that, now that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Why is this not you having Serena Deeb having some kind of sit down with Tony Schiavone to let us know who she is?
Thank you. It's like
it's that simple.
It seems like AEW is so far up their ass when it comes to the men talent and then their friends with them that's brought along with it because they take care of their friends with it. Yeah. It's like the money is with the women. Follow the money. Like look how what they're doing with Impact Wrestling too with the women over there. Women are running the show, people. They're better at wrestling. They tell better stories. Look at the rivalry we had between Bayley and Sasha. Awesome.
Oh my God, Bayley and Sasha. Yes.
Come on, bro.
Yes. Yeah, women's wrestling right now is just this is such a great time for women's wrestling to where we're having women main event, like major pay-per-views, like having just last women standing matches and ladder matches, and now we have the Dusty Cup with the women's division, like starting to build tag teams there. Like you are missing a huge segment, a huge core that if you were to make this one of your main focal points in AEW, you think ratings are good now. You think you're doing great now. Oh my God.
Bro.
Like
somebody's dropping the ball in their analytics support. Because I'm pretty sure how heavy influence, like how many men watch and how many huge opportunity you can get with women watching. Yes. But since you guys dropped the ball on that, it's like, it's probably the hardcore fans that are females that will be still into the AEW.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I'll tell you, so my mom doesn't watch wrestling like that. But one thing that does get her sometimes is when I tell her about women's wrestling. Yeah. And she's like, oh, the women are doing this now? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, I can see it in her eyes. Like, she's like, oh, that's interesting, and she's like intrigued by that. Like, imagine like how many women you can get like just being a little bit more like intrigued.
Piquing their curiosity,
like,
man.
They're being given this focal point, this time, this like stage to perform on the same level as names like usually in wrestling, people that don't watch wrestling, the wrestlers they know Hulk Hogan, they know The Rock, they know Stone Cold. But, in terms of the women, it's still like we're still getting there. Like Trish Stratus, Lita are names that us as wrestling fans know, but like imagine if you were to just continue to build this and now you would have people saying, hey, along with the Rocks, along with the Stone Colds, along with the Hulk Hogans, we have the Sasha Banks, the Charlotte Flairs,
Bayley,
the
Becky's,
the Baileys,
Bianca Belair's, man,
and then but then also too, and we're getting there with WWE, but like with AEW, like you could have it be the Hikaru Shidas, the
Nyla Rose,
the Nyla Roses, you know what I'm saying, like the Thunder Rosas. The Serena Deebs, the Tay Contis. Like, imagine if people were like, oh man, like I'm excited to see this main event with Serena Deeb versus anybody in that women's division. Like, and knowing the history that she has in wrestling, the reach that she has, how many women that she's helped inspire, and now like she's given this main event stage and inspiring viewers, even not just wrestlers, but like just regular girls and regular guys and whoever, just like, wow, this. It's just, I feel like it's crazy that we're talking about this and this is not like just happening.
I know, man, because they kicked it off. They're the ones that kicked off this parade. We're the Revolution, and they got that pay-per-view coming up in February next month. Revolution.
Man, they got work to do. They do. They got work to do. They definitely got work to do. So yeah, Cody, I mean, it's cool. Have all the segments and promos you want, man, but don't forget the women. Don't forget the women, because that just ladies, by comparison, that's not a good look.
No, man,
that's not a good look.
No, man, because the women, they can do anything just as men. I believe that wholeheartedly because I have 3 girls myself. I got 3 young ladies. I got 3 teenagers, matter of fact, 19, 15, 13. Yes, I said that helped me. Yep. Help me now. But I got 3 girls. Right. I used to have hair, but that's what happens when you got 3 girls. I'm telling you, man. Oh, and I got my son too. He's the youngest though, but he's nowhere near. He's only 6. You know what I'm saying? But I got my girls, and I raise them to be independent, man. When they get ready to drive. Well, my oldest already know how to drive, but she's down there in Georgia. When she has a flat tire, she needs to fix her own tire. She should be able to call a man to do it. She'd be able to do it her own. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's what it is, man. It's like it's just they got to do better. They got to do better. That women's division, they got to do better. Period. Period. Regardless of what they're doing with Cody, regardless of what they're doing with anybody, like
listeners can tell we love women's wrestling.
Whenever I see that, I'm like, you still got a ways to go. Yeah. You still got a ways to go as a company if you still not having the women be, one of the focal points on your show. You got 2 hours and you get one women's matchup. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make any sense.
And within 2 hours for NXT right now, on the same night, I can see about 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then main eventing.
Yeah. Main event. That's just a regular thing. That's not like,
right. It's not even a thing anymore. It's not like, oh my God, the women, when Raquel Gonzalez, that one wasn't the main event, but it was the match of the night.
Yeah, it was. Match of the night. Most definitely, man.
Yeah. So.
Yes, people can tell we are fans of women wrestling. We love women's wrestling.
This is legit. Yes. This is legit. This isn't just like, oh yeah, we just want to say no. The women have been killing it, and the respect needs to be paid where it's deserved. Period. So, and with the AEW division, it feels like there's just a lack of just really even just giving them the opportunity, giving us as viewers the opportunity to get to know these women in promos, in these segments that usually they use, and that clearly they are using for the people that, Cody, we know you, Cody. Like, you don't need all these promos anymore.
We know
man. You. Give that TV time over. You know what I'm saying? Like, share the love. So yeah, man. Like, I mean, literally, it's funny because on my TV right now, the Serena Deeb Tay Conti matchup actually just started, and I'm just like, gosh, like it's just. It's like I have to generate my own like research to get to know them to a point where I'm like, okay, like now I'm into this, and afterwards, like, all right, let's see social media, what they posted, so that I can follow up and see the story continue. That shouldn't be the way. You should be putting that on Dynamite. So yeah, man.
I just wish it seemed like they was on the right track for Britt Baker on that show. For the waiting room until they had Cody Rhodes. Like, you could have had another wrestler you want to interview. Maybe you want to talk some shit to her. You could. That was your opportunity right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though you're like, I know you understand you got Thunder Rosa, but you don't need to use her. Use someone else. You use Red Velvet. Use any one of the Taya Conti. Anybody. that we need to get to know. And you can use, Britt Baker, as that man.
You know what's funny? Cody, for me is kind of feeling like, Batman. I'm gonna throw it to Batman for a little bit here. In animated DC movies, they throw Batman in everything.
They do.
They had a Justice League Dark animated movie, and Justice League Dark, Batman's not on the team. But for some reason in the animated movie, Batman had to be there. It's like
he doesn't need to be involved.
I don't need to know more about Batman. I want to learn about Constantine and all these other characters. And you're throwing me just Batman, take a break and give me I don't need you in everything.
I want to start this rabbit hole, but I can say the same thing about Dragon Ball Z for Goku. God damn it, we don't need to see a fucking every saga for Goku to save the world every fucking time. Kamehameha this, Kamehameha that, Spirit Bomb this, Spirit Bomb that. How about some other people get involved? Let me like my man Vegeta.
Give somebody else some shine.
Yeah, get that shine.
Give Vegeta some shine. Trunks some shine.
Yeah.
Gohan, let's get him back to where he was.
Oh my God, let's fix this man, bro. My God, this he fell so hard. Like it's anybody else but Goku, but no, it always got to be him. He has to be.
It's always him.
Yes, that's who Cody Rhodes is. He's the Goku.
Oh man, but it's true, man. Like at a certain point, it's not that we don't love watching them, and we still want to see them. It's cool, but when it's at the detriment of, it seems like other wrestlers, other stars, and like we keep saying, the women's division, it's just like, okay, now what are we doing? Let's reevaluate. They just need to reevaluate, figure that out, fix it, do better. That's it. Period. Oh man, you said you had another.
Man, we can table that, bro, because I didn't think we'd get into a whole.
Yeah, this one.
Dude, this one question. That was like.
Could have been a whole nother podcast.
Yes.
That could have been a whole
Because I said I just
podcast.
had 2 quick questions. I figured we spent like 5-10 minutes on the first one to get to the second one. But I'm like, I'm looking at the time. I'm like, no, I don't even chance it. I ain't even do it. We'll table that shit for next episode.
Cool, man. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this week's episode, this AEW NXT episode here. But before we go, as always, Devin, please let the people know where they can catch.
Yes, all the time. Let me take some of that spotlight and put it on me like I'm Cody Rhodes. All right, now, here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
You can always find us on the various social platforms. We're on a lot of them. We're on a ton of them. I'll go down the list because there's only one website you can go. But first, these are some of the platforms you can see us and follow us at, and hit that follow button, hit that like button. We got Facebook, and we have Facebook group 2 called the Clark Street Wrestling Community. You can find us. Just look in your Facebook app and go online. Look for us. We're there. We have Instagram. We have Twitter. And by the way, our Twitter page is blowing up. I think we're close to like 400 followers. We're at 399. 399. Yep, 399. Wow, we're about to get that 400 on the road to 500. So thank you, followers, and big shout outs to all the podcasts. Who's been supporting us. The new ones that we bump heads lately with. I would say, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I want to say Circle of Debate, Straight Talk Wrestling, Dirty Heels, Ring Fanatics. I wish I would have wrote these down, but all the ones that supported us, that retweeted our tweets, I thank you. Next time, I will come better prepared. I will write all of these down, and I got y'all 100%. Okay.
Real quick, while you're talking about Twitter, just shout out to Rhea Ripley.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like on the comment, too. Man. So, yeah, thank you, Rhea Ripley. That was huge seeing that. We both marked out and we're like, oh, my God, Rhea Ripley was. So, that was awesome.
The Twitter post was a video clip of my good man, Hafeez, explaining the back history between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez. So, that means Rhea Ripley took the time to look at our podcast to look at that video, and she said, "You know what? I like it." And we appreciate that.
Which was awesome.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Yes. My mouth dropped. I couldn't believe it. I took a screenshot, immediately sent it to Hafeez. Instant reaction.
I was like, no way!
It was
awesome.
All right, yes. And I keep going on, and you can always follow us on the various social podcast platforms. It's a lot. It's a major platforms. We got Apple, we got Spotify, we got Breaker, we got iHeart, we got Amazon. It is a lot of them, but it is only one website. You can check it out.
There's also TikTok.
There's TikTok. Yes. Oh my God. See what happens when I don't have hate anymore, bro? I don't get the hate from TikTok. I don't get
no more hate.
The hate is gone from my daughters. The TikTok is in the back of my mind. Yeah. But yes, TikTok. Yes, my good man. 50 grand. Yes, can't forget about TikTok. Almost getting to that 1,500 followers as well. So thank you for the people who's been following us on TikTok. And once again, there's only one website you can follow us on or access to, and that is ClarkStreetWrestling.com. That is the ST abbreviation, wrestling.com. You can access that website. We have over 160 episodes on there. Links to our YouTube as well. Links to all our social links as well. And be able to find that, no problem. And we got other stuff coming. Other stuff. When I say other stuff, we got other stuff coming. Yes, let's go.
Oh, man. Let's go. Let's go. With that said, that is going to do it for this recap episode of New Year's Smash Night 2 and NXT. This last episode of NXT, I was just blanking out. I was like, I'm losing my flow a little bit there.
Need my belt.
We recapped
I have my title. Would it help you remember?
Yeah, see, not having the belt. It's like losing powers. It's like, I just...
all the knowledge and power I'm absorbing.
Oh,
you see, all the times I've been right lately, it's crazy. I take the belt, I take the knowledge. All the times I'm being right, even if I'm half right, I'm still right. God damn it!
I need to jump in a hyperbolic time chamber like Goku and train up and get my strength back. Get a bunch of Zenzu beans. I need to do it all. I need it all. Oh man! With all that said, man, I'm Hafeez. For Devin, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast.